Hey there, and welcome to our Rushfaster travel backpack review. Here at Nomads Nation, we have been reviewing the world's best EDC and travel gear for the last 7 years. And in this video, I'm gonna tear this bag apart. We're gonna fully pack the bag out, double check its advertised capacity. I'm gonna give you my brutally honest pros and cons and overall scores. And you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video because there are so many amazing travel backpacks out there, this being one of them. But in case you're not quite sure that this is the one for you, I will make 2 alternative recommendations at the end of the video that might better suit your needs. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about the overview of the Rushfaster travel backpack. Now, if you don't know, Rushfaster is an Australian-based brand, and they're kind of similar to Nomads Nation. Just like us, they review gear on their YouTube channel. And just like us, after reviewing, tons of gear from other brands, they decided to start their own collection. Only difference though is that when we started making our own gear, we did it under a different brand, Firo. But also Rushfaster is a retail shop that services the good folk of Australia to help them access some of the world's best carry gear. So there's no doubt that Rushfaster is in the carry scene. And when we reviewed their gear, I was impressed. I really liked the Rushfaster Pro EDC backpack. So I was very excited to get my hands on this one. Let me run you through some of its top features. This is marketed as a one-bag travel backpack, and one that really focuses on essentialism, kind of cutting the fat, only giving you what it is that you need, or what Rushfaster thinks that you need. It's got an extremely functional front kangaroo pocket, 2 water bottle pockets that have this sort of innie outie design that I personally am a big fan of. We got compression straps, a well-organized front admin pocket, back end suitcase style opening, a beefy microfiber top pocket, and we got a couple other pockets in the back. We got theft-proof zippers, which means that while this bag looks pretty minimalist, it actually kind of packs a sneaky punch in regards to its feature set. Now, Rushfaster claims the bag is 36 liters in its capacity, but here at the Nation of Nomads, we always double check that. All right, as you can see, main compartment is fully packed out with our factory grade measurement balls. We didn't pack out any other sections or compartments in the bag though, because the main compartment, it's gonna tell 95% of the story. Quick dimensions check. Got about 20 inches height, 13 inches width, and a fully packed out base depth of 10 inches. As for the volume, so as you can see for the main compartment, we're coming in around 32 liters capacity, which means if you take into consideration the front admin, kangaroo pouch, side pockets, laptop sleeve, you're gonna be around 36 liters. But I will say it's probably gonna feel and carry a little bit more like a 33 or a 34. Rushfaster claims this bag is 3 pounds in its weight, but I'm getting 3.2 pounds on scale number 1 and 3.1 pounds on scale number 2. As of recording, the bag comes in 2 color options. This is what the bag looks like when it is empty. And this is what the bag looks like when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. I'm 5'8", and Jason Bagmoa is 6'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Rushfaster bags are covered by their 3-year warranty. And for all that, this bag runs around $320 US. Now we're gonna use that price point as sort of our North Star moving forward to determine the value of this bag and to know if it's worth it. But it should be noted, if at any point in this review you think it's worth it and you wanna make a purchase or find out more information, we definitely suggest making that purchase with the first link in the description below. First of all, that link makes sure that you get the best price. And second of all, we oftentimes have discount codes with the brands that we review. So if you want the best price and access to that discount code, if we have it, first link's where you find it. Let us now discuss the materials of the Rushfaster Travel Backpack 36 liter. And let me tell you, the materials in this thing are good. I'm seeing some nice innovation from Rushfaster, and it makes sense. They've seen it all. They reviewed all the big brands bags and small brands bags and medium size and kind of everything in between. So that, I just know, I can't help but compare my experience. Having reviewed bags on Nomads Nation, hundreds of them before I started Firo, I got to see and touch and experience so many different fabrics and materials, and I can see that with Rushfaster where they brought some really cool stuff to the table. Now the primary fabric is a 420D ballistic nylon made by Cordura. Cordura is one of the best fabric weavers in the universe. And this 420D, it looks and feels gorgeous. It's got a weatherproof DWR coating, nice little sheen to it. It's gonna be lightweight, but still abrasion resistant. But it should be noted, it's not gonna be the most weather resistant. 420D ballistic nylon by itself is not gonna be able to compete in terms of weather resistance with like X-Pack or Ultra or even a waxed canvas. Now there is a DWR spray on this fabric, which is gonna help, but that spray will definitely wear off somewhere between the first 6 to 12 months. But we do have additional weather resistance on all the zippers, which is great if you are looking for more weather resistance, but do keep in mind that zippers like these can end up looking like zippers like these after a few years of some wear and tear and exposure to humidity and or sunlight, because that plastic coating that keeps out the water is indeed plastic, and plastic can peel. It's never a guarantee, but it can definitely happen, and you should know that at a $320 price point. Hypalon zippers feel amazing. What we got for zippers? These gotta be YKK, and they absolutely are. We got reverse coil, number 8, best in the game. For hardware, now looking at the hardware, we've got Woojin. Love that. My personal preference, but Duraflex and YKK also make great hardware, which is great because we've got some YKK hardware. Rushfaster decked this bag out, but there's one thing that I don't like from a hardware choice perspective, and that's using metal hardware at the bottom of the shoulder straps. Now on the pro side, this looks and feels amazing. It just kind of gives it a premium sort of feel as you're interacting with it. Metal feels strong and just, it's metal, dude. Rock and roll. But sometimes with buckles like these, they don't have the grip that a plastic buckle might have in comparison. So it means when the bag's really heavy, sometimes it can lose its positioning. It's not a guarantee, and I didn't have it happen to me, but I know this is a big problem that Bellroy had for years. And just like, it wasn't a fun time for people who had to experience that. Now to combat that, Rushfaster used a significantly more coarse nylon webbing for the bottom of the shoulder straps, which will definitely make it better in comparison to like the Bellroy problem, because they used a very kind of silky, luxurious webbing. But still, I just don't love the use of metal hardware here. For me, just keep it classic, keep it plastic. But it's not something that like I'm terrified about, just something to be aware of. And finally, I love the fabric that's being used in this front kangaroo pouch and the side water bottle pockets. It's got some silkiness to it, with a little bit of crinkle and a nice little stretch. It's a beautiful material. Oh, and I really like too what we got going on the back panel. Nice mesh, it's got a cool color, good feel to it, a little bit of coarseness for some grip, which is nice on the shoulder straps, but without being too coarse. Overall, for the materials of this bag, I'm gonna give them a 4 out of 5. A couple of decisions that I may have done differently, but more or less, it's very, very high quality materials across the board, especially considering the price point. Now, one thing to note about the materials score and all the scores that we're gonna give you throughout this review is they are 100% completely personal, just based on my experience using the bag. All right, now where things get fun, let's jump into the Packout section. And with a travel bag, I think you should just start with the main compartment, because that's where all the magic happens. And as you can see, Rushfaster with their suitcase style opening, they went a little backwards with it. In contrast, some suitcase style openings will be like cut right down the middle, but this cuts closer to where the actual back panel is. Pro is your stuff's gonna feel a little bit closer to you, but the con is this part's gonna kind of collapse into itself a bit. Actually, all the weight of the bag is on this half. This half is so light. I got a large packing cube, standard sized, and 2 smaller packing cubes. Guys, the great thing about packing cubes these days is they're all pretty similar in size, and they're very, very soft and malleable, so they usually fit into most modern travel bags. Now, this is enough for easy 10 days without having to do laundry. But if you wanna throw some shoes in there as well, backup hoodie, plus a tech pouch, plus a DOP kit. Let's see if this will close. It absolutely will. I love this. This is a testament of the fabric that's being chosen here, which is that 420D ballistic nylon. It's so light, and it just allows the bag to pack so much better. I'm so glad we're getting to a point now where travel bags aren't using thick, like Nomatic-like fabrics. It just makes packing the bag so hard. No hate to Nomatic too. Like, there's so many Nomatic products that I love. Just they're old school bags, not my favorite. We also got these 2 stretchy pockets on the side made with a beautiful Darlington mesh, giving them really nice amount of elasticity and see-throughness. Good spot for a backup tote, some reading material, chunky YKK zipper closing it on up. One thing to note about these zippers as well, they got a very cool function where they are made with a laser cut Hypalon, which is nice because there's no fraying here. But you also have this pull tab at the bottom of the zipper. And this pull tab has a metal stud in it, which you can then use to weave the zippers through like so, which is a little tedious. It's not the easiest thing to do. I was playing around with it earlier. Didn't love how hard it was, but hold on, we're gonna get it. Nope, didn't get it. I think it's one of those things where practice makes perfect. And I think it's another one of those things where it's not the perfect solution. Ah, got it. But once it's on, it's actually a very nice security mechanism. Keeps the zipper in place, and it's a very lightweight way to do so, right? Like, I mean, a lot of times you gotta buy an extra padlock. This is included in the bag and something that's already functional with that pull tab, which gives you more leverage to open the actual compartment. So that is very well designed. A little tedious to actually lock it into place, but overall, I quite like the feature. Admin compartment, you can see we got a bit of organization here and some really nice materials. I love this lining. This gray color helps to create a highlight effect in the bag. And these fabrics too, this is the same fabric that's being used on this kangaroo pouch, just in black. Again, I've reviewed a lot of bags, so I love it when a bag just kind of feels different, just like really gets the sensations like going. I'm gonna throw my gum in here, wallet back here. Could also be a good spot for your passport, phone charger, pen in the slot. I had some difficulties getting the pen in this one because that bar tack stitch right there is actually making it very like thick and just kind of difficult to get into, so not my favorite pen slot. You got a key leash right here. And then not a lot of space in this compartment in general. So do keep that in mind. This is not a compartment that's giving you a lot of volume, at least not when the main compartment is fully packed out. So you're not gonna fit your bulky over-the-ear headphones in here. It's not a spot for a big old jacket. It's organized like this for a reason. It's communicating to you, hey, small admin stuff, pen, passport, gum, that's where this goes. And because of its design, it's gonna give you very quick access when it's underneath the seat in front of you, right? So you can just go ahead and undo that compartment and easily grab those smaller bits of gear. That's a great question. That's a good question. Hey, I guess it's not, on the note of fitting underneath the seat, this is not really an underneath the seater. It's a good point. Okay, let's say then when it's next to you on the train or in front of you while you're waiting to go to your airplane seat in the actual airport. It should be noted, this is our personal sizer thingy, majogger, and this is not gonna fit in here. But that doesn't always mean it's not gonna fit underneath the seat in front of you. Actually, just fun side story. I get so many questions on Nomads Nation in the comments, and like, I love answering all of them, but there's one question or a variation of that question that just drives me bonkers, and it's people asking all the time, from the kindness of their hearts, does that bag fit underneath the seat of an airplane? And I'm like, what are you even asking? You know, like, cause it really depends. Like, what is your ticket type? What kind of an airplane is it? Where is the airplane? You know, and also, just because it can fit underneath the seat doesn't mean it's gonna fit in the sizer that allows you to actually carry it as a personal item. It's such a complicated question. So please, I just wanted to get it off my chest. It's the number one question we get. I think I'm gonna make a video just explaining the complexities of traveling with a personal item, and then anytime somebody asks me that question, I'll just say, watch this. Now let's talk about possibly the best feature of this bag, and really any travel bag that has this, which is this front kangaroo pouch. And people are like, if you like it so much, why don't you put it on the Levo from Firo for your own bag brand? And it's like, well, not all bags look good with a kangaroo pouch, to be honest. It's vanity. It's just pure aesthetics. But this bag looks great with a kangaroo pouch. And same thing with the Matador Globerider, which, you know, I would say this bag is sort of in a similar lane to, where it's got some of that classic kind of like backpackeriness, but really modernized. But anyways, shut up, Aaron. Let's talk about this kangaroo pouch. The reason I love it is because of stuff like this. You have a bag that's fully packed out, and you can keep something like your ultra lightweight Unbound Merino hoodie sweater in this pouch, therefore accessible when you need it, and you'll just use this pouch all the time, whether it's for snacks, whether it's for your hoodie. You can even put your phone in there. It's just extra volume when you need it. Doesn't always mean the bag looks great when it's packed out. It's kind of got like that, you know, that dad bod effect going on. It's lost a little bit of its sleekness. And that's gonna get worse in 1 second. I'll show you what I mean. But I love the functionality of a pocket like this. Now, jumping more into that lack of sleekness, let's talk about these side pockets, which I also love, functionally speaking. You can see there's sort of a part of the bag where it's not like your traditional sort of water bottle pocket. It's right there, and then the water bottle slides in over top. This has been done on decathlon bags, like the Quechua roll top, and I love it on those bags. I love it on this bag. Got my 24-ounce Columbia water bottle, and you can see slide that on in. Kind of loosen up these compression straps, which I am also gonna be very honest, not a fan of compression straps on a travel backpack. It is a feature that I have never personally used, and most people in the comments agree that they never actually use compression straps on a travel backpack. I do get some comments, I'll be fair. Some comments, people are like, dude, it's great, because then when I get to my destination, I cinch down the compression straps, and I now have a day pack, because I've reduced the profile of my backpack. But for me, that's just like, dude, just bring an Ergo pack too. It's gonna be so much better for you. You just fold it and put it in the bag, and then that's a great day pack. So, you know, if you're not gonna use it as your day pack, I think these are kind of pointless. I'm just gonna say it. Not just on this bag though, on any travel backpack. They can help securing your water bottle, I will admit. So you can like do one of these, but with the way these water bottle pockets or these side pockets are designed, you don't really need that because it sort of only has this little slot anyways. And you can see the water bottle is just very secure in there and easy to take out while still being nice and safe. And back to the aesthetic, I don't love the way these water bottle pockets look. You can see it's just kind of like, you know, it's just adding to the lack of sleekness of the bag. But let's be honest, like when you're traveling, do you really care about how sleek the bag is? No, you want it to fit the things that you need because you got a flight to catch. But one of the negative about water bottle side pockets like these is they might be more limited in terms of the water bottles that they can fit. For example, were this water bottle a traditional, just sort of one right here, I could slide my 1 liter extra tall, extra big Yeti in there. And don't get me wrong, like I would say don't travel with this, but I also know, having read a billion comments, a lot of people are emotionally attached to their water bottles and they want to bring it traveling. And if you want to bring this Yeti with you, it's not gonna happen. It's just gonna be, oh my God, you know what? To the Rushfaster team, I apologize. I did not expect that to fit. But I will say, the bigger one? All right, Sig hasn't given up. He's like, no, I will defend your honor. Okay, thank you, Sig. My honor has been defended. So for the massive 1.5 liter, yeah, it's a 1.5 liter Bon Aqua, we weren't able to totally fit. But I do stand a little corrected. It could fit a larger bottle than I thought it was going to. You will have some compromises, but not much. I mean, let's say you want to throw an umbrella in there. You can also see very nice fit. I'll just say I love these pockets. They're great. Sorry, Rushfaster. These are awesome. Now, let's talk about some pockets that I freaking love. This sunglasses pocket is huge. It's beefy. It's got a really nice microfiber lining. My shades feel very safe and secure in there. Could also be a good spot for your passport, anything you want quick access to. Pocket like this and how big it is a game changer. And it's located at the northernmost point of the bag, which means that your other stuff is gonna kind of drop down. Gravity will take its toll, which means that this pocket's always gonna have a nice little bit of space to it. It's very well designed. It did not need to be PU coated as far as I'm concerned, but I guess it's very weather resistant. I get the idea though, because if rain hits, right, it's gonna come down like this, and these pockets are gonna be the first one to kind of get nailed. So the double weather protection I think will be important to some people with this flap and the PU coated zipper. Laptop protection on this bag, also very nice. We've got an interesting sort of top tech pocket here with a magnetic closure. Doesn't go down very deep, just right there. And then this bag can fit up to a 16-inch MacBook Pro. Yeah, I don't think our 17-inch is gonna get in there, but let's find out. Yeah, 17-inch is absolutely in there. The fabric feels very nice, very luxurious. False bottom isn't great. It's kind of going right to the bottom of the bag. Now at the bottom of the bag, there's a bunch of reinforced, fabrics, and there's a whole bunch of stuff down there to provide extra protection for your laptop. But it's definitely not the falsiest bottom I've ever seen. Let's kind of give it a little clunk test. Not bad, yeah. Pretty good, not the best, but definitely not the worst. And then in this top pocket right here, also got some really nice padding. Good spot for your tech stuff, like a big old brick of a laptop charger. But keep in mind, like there's not a lot of space for it to close. It's not a very deep pocket. So maybe a smaller, thinner mouse and or a charger might fit in there. But overall, yeah, a little bit tight. Actually, let's find out. Magic Mouse, greatest mouse in the world. You can see how that fits in there, and the magnetic closure does snap into place. Yeah, as long as your stuff is a bit smaller and sleeker, it'll be fine. We got a back zippered pocket here, good for your wallet, maybe your backup wallet. You can see it goes down to about here. It's not a lot of volume to it, so it's good for flatter items. Good spot for your phone, wallet, passport, boarding pass. Finally, we've got another zippered pocket right here at the top of the back panel. And I don't love this one as much. I actually didn't think that I was gonna love this pocket because I thought it was gonna be too tight, but this pocket ended up surprising me with its volume. Like, I know there's not a lot of volume in there, but it's not super tight. In contrast though, this pocket is very, very tight. You're sewn into the back panel. All this back panel padding is kind of like pushing against it. It's a tight space. There's not a lot that you're gonna fit in there. For me, I would look at this as more like a vault or some kind of secret storage area that I'd put like backup cash, backup credit card, stuff that you want in your bag, but also protected with the shoulder straps and kind of hidden. It's actually very out of sight and out of mind. And yeah, that is the bag fully packed out. Next, let's talk about the comfort of the Rushfaster Travel Backpack 36 liter. One thing we're missing here on this bag that's going to give it negative points for comfort is a lack of load lifters. You can see at the top, Ixnay on the load lifters, which for me, a bag like 29 liters or less, that's fine. But 36, God, I found myself really missing the load lifters when I was testing this bag. Load lifters would just give you the ability to kind of like crank it in a little bit. And to me, it personally makes a huge difference in the comfort when I'm wearing the bag. Now the comfort comes down to a few different things. We got shoulder straps and back panel. Let's look at those real fast. Now let's test these shoulder straps so fast. We got a width of around 3 inches, which is perfect. And the depth, they're actually pretty chunky. Coming in, oh yeah, chunkalicious, just under 1.5 cm in their depth. So that's the right combo in my opinion. We also got a hip belt, not included, $30 extra. And hip belts like these kind of suck to put on the bag when it's fully packed out. So you can see just this space is tight, but I think that we can do it. I believe. Oh yeah, actually not too bad. It's actually pretty smooth until you get to the Velcro, pull it through. Okay, we're in. Hip belt for me, pretty crucial in a bag this size, but this is a hip belt I think that's built for form and function. What I mean by that is a really, really good hip belt will be like on a hiking bag where they're built into the actual bag itself and they don't look good, but holy crap, do they function good. Ugh, by the way, sternum strap, I hate this. The pull tab, there's like no pull tab. It's really hard to tighten this thing. It's just annoying. Can't do it like that, it's fine. So it's a little bit easier when like you're midway through tightening, but when you're starting from the very beginning, I don't like that. At least there's no dangle though, Sig. Dude, my glass half full over there, I love that. Back to the hip belt. It's definitely gonna help. Like I said, not the greatest hip belt in the world, but it looks sleek. Well designed, it will help take pressure off your back and redistribute that weight to the hips. We got some dangle stoppage, but not a lot. You can see we still got a lot of excess dangle going on there. Back panel's nice, well padded, a little bit of ventilation in there. Like I said, I do like the mesh. Overall for the comfort, I'm gonna give this bag a 3.5 out of 5. It's not that it's uncomfortable, it's not that it's the most comfortable, it's kind of like, it's above average. Add some load lifters on there, and that probably would have gotten me significantly higher. But having worn this bag outside for the last 20 minutes when we were doing the B-roll, I think it's a very comfortable bag. Okay, next, let's talk about the functionality of the Rushfaster Travel Backpack 36 liter. Overall, generally, I think that the pockets and just the overall design of this bag does a very good job of retaining its volume in different compartments. I will admit the front pocket is a little tighter than I would have wished it could have been. We could have thrown some darts in there to give it some breathing room. I understand it wouldn't have been as sleek, but you know, would have given it some more functionality. And same thing with these back pockets, they are quite tight when the bag is fully packed out. But I think it's compensated for by these 2 side pockets and the front kangaroo pocket. I mean, the bag's not gonna look great, but if you want to carry water bottles for you and the whole fam, I mean, the bag's fully packed out and to still have this additional capacity on top of it, it's just awesome to have in a pinch. How does the bag look now, Sig? So, you know, at the sacrifice of some aesthetics, but this bag could pack a punch, that's for sure. A big note on the functionality too is how the handles work. These are very nice handles, plenty of space to grab, a nice soft fabric underneath. And we've got actually 3, there's a 4th handle too. We got this bottom handle, which I think is awesome. Not a lot of bag brands do this. It's especially great when you just throw the bag in the carry-on bin overhead and then you throw it this way and you just want to grab it. Ah, that is awesome. Tech compartment is clean and easy to access. Yeah, that's great. False bottom, not my favorite, but the accessibility and the overall just kind of vibe of what's going on in here, it's very nice. But now, we shall test the luggage pass-through, which is interesting. I'm actually half surprised they put one on here because it's very clearly marketed as a 1-bag travel bag, but I guess, you know, open up the market a little bit, right? You just never know. See what's going on though. This is a big bag and we now have to put it sideways on the suitcase, which has pros and cons. Sometimes when you put it on the bag, or I'm sorry, the bag on the suitcase this way, then there's not a lot of handle space left and it's kind of difficult, and it's especially not fun if you got a huge check-in with those tiny little like chode handles. So that's why Rushfaster chose to put it this way, but sometimes putting a big old bag on this thing is kind of annoying, but, oh, we're good. Let's go. This thing's a little tighter than I would have liked it to be. You can see it's really pulling in. We got a lot of reinforced stitching, so I'm not worried about it popping out necessarily, but maybe just warping the bag a little bit or just torturing it more than it needs. But more or less, it's a strong luggage pass-through, and the side handles make it pretty easy to access. Yep, that's nice. A couple other quick notes about the functionality of the bag, guys. Notice these external lash points here. These can actually work with the Rushfaster modular ecosystem where you can attach their kangaroo pouch outside of this kangaroo pocket. Not my cup of tea really, but you know, again, if you need extra space, it's an option. Also wanted to mention that Rushfaster has their own packing cubes, and we got a 3-pack. We got this ultralight pouch as well. This is like very, very thin. Kind of feels like as thin as we're doing on the Fire packing cubes. We use a 30D on those. Yep, these will be great.
From here, it's also a garbage bag.
Yeah, it's a little garbagey, but a premium garbage bag, Sig. And then I just realized, like, one note I want to make is I really don't like these compression straps, but I'm gonna give Rushfaster credit too, because the way they design these compression straps is they are usually out of the way. And what I mean by that is typically compression straps are over the primary zipper. So let's look at like the TomTalk, right? The T66. That zipper duffel opening, the compression straps go over that. There's no way to not do that, right? It's just part of the design. And then you gotta unclip the thing every time you wanna unzip. Rushfaster avoided that. So you can see the zip is right here, compression straps right here. Having said that though, these compression straps are still very annoying to me, and I still wish that they were not part of the bag. So for my overall score for functionality, I'm gonna give this bag like a 4.5 out of 5. Like, it just works really well. You can tell that the Rushfaster squad, they just made a bag that flows. The compartments are not fighting with each other. It's got space where it needs. Overall, it's a very functional backpack. Now, real fast, before we jump into the next section, if you're enjoying this review, I want to welcome you again to Nomads Nation, and also let you know that here at NN, we don't just do reviews on our YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, we take this whole gear, travel, carry thing, that's kind of like our trifecta, we just take it to the next level, where we're coming into your inbox on a weekly basis, letting you know the best deals, the biggest drops, limited edition launches, industry trends, and everything in between. And like Rushfaster, we have a very unique perspective on this because we review gear and we make our own gear. So we can kind of see what's happening in this industry from both angles. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this incredible industry, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Let's summarize this review by talking about the overall pros and cons of the Rushfaster Travel Backpack 36 liter. Pro number one, it's just really functional. It's just a bag that is very thoughtfully designed. Pro number two, kangaroo pouch. It's a rarity and it's just class when you need it. And pro number three, it's gotta be those water bottle pockets. They can make the bag look a little bloated if they're really loaded up, but functionally speaking, they're just good. That's all there is to it. But not everything on this bag is good. Let's talk cons. Con number one, I think the comfort for the price point is good, but I think it could be more comfortable, especially if load lifters were added. Con number two, this bag is, I think, a little excessive with its PU-coated zippers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's not like we're using a weatherproof material, so it's not really positioning itself as a weatherproof, like a super weatherproof bag, because that DWR spray, it's not gonna last that long. So I just don't think it was necessary, and obviously it runs into potential peeling issues in the mid to long term. And con number three for me are the 4 compression straps. I don't really know what benefits they're adding. Now, let's take these pros and cons, put them all together, and give you our overall scores. For value, I'm gonna give this bag a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's delivering a lot of value, for sure. I think at 320 USD, it's not like exceptional value, but I think that it's like, when you pay that price and you get this bag, you are going to be like satisfied. Maybe not euphoric, but definitely satisfied. Quick score recap, I gave the materials a 4 out of 5, comfort a 3.5 out of 5, function 4.5, and value 3.5 for a grand score of 15.5. No, 3.8 final answer, which is right where this would be. I'd say, like, if I had a gun to my head, I would say it's like a 4 out of 5. Functionally great, delivering on the features. It's got a nice look to it. It's a very unique offering. overall, I gotta say, I was just really impressed by this bag. And just a reminder, if you're thinking about picking this bag up, we do recommend doing so with the first link in the description, because that link makes sure that you get the best price. And if we have any discount codes, which we oftentimes have, that's where you'll find them. But if you're not quite sold on the Rushfaster, let's talk about the alternatives that I teased earlier in the video. First up, if you are new to the Nomads Nation YouTube channel, you should definitely check out our leaderboard rankings video. In this video, myself and the rest of the Nomads Nation squad, we get together and we pick our favorite bags in different bag categories. Travel bags included, one bag travel included. We actually do both topics. So if you're looking for an idea of what, bag nerds think are the best bags, you should definitely check out that video, which we have linked above. Also, just want to mention, which I've brought up a few times in this review, is that here at Nomads Nation, we actually started our own gear brand as well, and that brand is called Firo. And like Rushfaster, I started Firo when I was reviewing a crap ton of bags, and I just saw some things that I thought were missing. And I'm a modern professional who lives life just like at all times, so I wanted to build a brand that could just, accommodate that lifestyle. Firo bags are designed to keep you focused and streamlined. We've got an EDC, we've got a sling, and we've got a travel bag. And if you want to learn more, you can do so at firo.co or with the second link in the description. But if we're really close with the Rushfaster, here are two specific travel bags that might get you a little bit closer. First up is an easy one, and I mentioned it before, it's the Matador Globerider. This is a great pick for you if you really like the vibe of the Rushfaster travel backpack, but you want to see it done a little bit differently. I think that Rushfaster is a little bit more functional in some areas, but I think the Globerider wins in its comfort and its color selection. And my second alternative recommendation is gonna be the Evergoods CTB35. And this is a great pick for you if you're focused on a bag that has a crap ton of functionality, but you wanna see it done a little bit differently. Evergoods water bottle pockets are some of the greatest ever made by human beings. The bag looks amazing, it's got a comfy harness system, and similar to Rushfaster, Evergoods are like volume wizards. They just find ways to make space work where other bag brands don't do it as well. Honestly, all three bags are great. You just gotta pick the best one that suits your needs. And to learn more about the two alternatives, you can do so by watching these videos here. Thank you so much for watching our review of the Rushfaster travel backpack. If you got any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you guys next time.